Listen. Leave it to Netflix to take something that was adapted from one single book and then stretch it out into an entire trilogy. Previously on the series, we've covered this friendship that had more rules in their own private school, with the biggest one being just don't smash his brother. And shit goes and smashes his brother. The sequel then had them deciding where they were going to go to college, with the rule being that they were always going to go on the West Coast, and then she chose the East Coast. And now in this finale, they've practically turned this into their own little Sandler outing, where they're just getting paid to travel, hang out, and goof off, while we all have fun goofing on them. And I know that a lot of you listeners had your Elle meet cute with the first one, so it's crazy to see us come to the ending of it all, until the kissing booth gets rebooted internationally.
Absolutamente. Flynn estará con nosotros.
Honestly, though, while I am happy for them that they were able to make it a trilogy, it is kind of crazy that they've gone this far and have this much money. Like, there's literally a Hasbro commercial right in the middle of this thing since Netflix has to deal with them, but you still have so many mistakes. Like, they forget the fake tan line that she has right here. They never took it out. There's a point where Elordi's accent slips.
That I would know what's best for me.
No, you do. You do. You definitely know what's best for you.
And even the green screens that he's sitting on are just like, what is this? What is this worst shot of all time? But before we break down the finale with full spoilers, a big shout out to the sponsors that have helped support this channel and keep it afloat, such as the good people over at Magic Spoon. If you're looking for a snack that has less sugar than Marco, the right carbs to give you those Jacob Elordi arms, and more protein than Elle had in this series, then this is the scoop for you. Pretty much, it's all the classic cereals we grew up with, from peanut butter, cocoa, frosted, and fruity, which is the most delicious, but the magic comes in it actually being nutritious. You can't be binging all these Netflix shows and movies if you're just gonna end up crashing from a sugar high. But at the same time, healthy doesn't have to mean tasteless. Like, you can eat well and look like Elle. Not the kissing booth. Like, they're serving cookies and cream, maple waffle, blueberry, along with a bunch of other seasonal flavors that they have throughout the year, all while being free of anything a soccer mom has ever complained about. So if you're interested, click the link down below, grab yourself a variety pack, and get $5 off with the promo code LetMeExplain. And listen, they're backing this thing up with a 100% happiness guarantee, so if you don't like it for any reason, you get your money back. No questions asked. So if you want to support the channel and get yourself a snack, head on over to magicspoon.com/letmeexplain to save $5. It's delicious, it's completely stress-free, and that's the complete opposite of Elle's life.
Funny enough, I always say this, but there's like less and less kissing every time. More problems and less kissing.
Let me explain.
Is this a vote? Because I vote no.
So this one takes place the summer after their senior year, where Elle has to decide what university she wants to give $100,000 to.
It's not every day you get accepted to an Ivy League school.
And while I was busy putting off the inevitable decision between the two colleges...
Right. What's hilarious is the fact that this girl has both colleges hitting up her cell phone with a follow-up. Like, can you imagine ghosting an Ivy League to the point that they have to *67 you?
Miss Evans, this is Don Washington from UC Berkeley's admissions.
The movie also starts off as a commercial for San Francisco, as they hit up all of the tourist attractions, which kind of ends up being like a background storyline that involves the Flynn's beach house. It's this place that they've had for like 80 years, and now there's a company that's looking to demolish all of the homes to build up condos right next to the shore, which again, if you know anything about San Francisco properties and the fight that's happening with housing, like, clearly Netflix is letting you know where they stand.
That's because I am a realtor.
Yet while Andy flipping houses is what helped them to strike it rich, when it comes to hers, yeah, she's second guessing it. Mainly because this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Like, you know you're loaded when you have a side piece that's just been sitting there for 2 whole movies, and it hasn't collected dust because they probably have Vanessa on the payroll. The kids end up pitching the idea of taking care of the house for the summer as they're all away, and they discover their childhood bucket list that they want to complete before they all have to go to college. But once again, the main elective Elle keeps wanting to study is Marco. This man has reappeared again with a summer job an hour away from his house and a side quest of becoming Joey's king.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hungry.
Boy, Elle ain't on the menu. Obviously, these movies are attracted to more drama than Keem, so besides having to choose between 2 brothers, again, and 2 schools, again, they're literally reliving the sequel again and redo the same boy troubles.
Was I a total hypocrite or what?
Yes. Like, after Noah invites Chloe to the beach house, Elle acts like she has a cosign on the place.
That's kind of a double standard. I was totally fine with Chloe.
I didn't kiss Chloe.
Come on now, you went from kissing booth to a kissing stage, and this boy right here is ready to turn this into a kissing beach. And to me, the idea of even comparing Chloe and Marco makes absolutely no sense. Like, it's not even fair.
Look, if you trust her, then you've got to believe what she says and nothing less.
See, Chloe is actually there always rooting for Elle. She's kind of the one who even convinces her to follow her gaming path as opposed to just following these boys. And not to mention that only in a Netflix movie will there be a woman who takes care of your man in college while not trying to snatch him.
For whatever it's worth, I want you to know that I think you are an absolutely brilliant woman.
Marco, on the other hand, is a straight-up shark. Man's circling around Ellie, ready to get another bite. He's going up and down the beach with his guitar as a fin. Like, he's manipulated his way in here, leaving voice memos like a psychopath, since his entire arc since the last one has been to hunt down Ellie.
She's not worth it. Yes, she is.
And Ellie ain't helping.
Is he gonna have any problem with me being there?
No, it'll be totally fine.
More caps than Chance the Rapper. Here's the thing though, in any other movie where I wasn't already Team Elordi, I might have been Team Marco, because this man ends up setting up an entire Marco Kart tournament with Elon's leftover costumes just to complete their bucket list. They're out there throwing bananas on the track. I think it was more dangerous than a Fast and Furious street race as Noah straight up chucked Marco out of bounds and killed like 8 pit crew. But for Marco to also win this race, to strip Noah of his fitted warrior suit that was meant for him, and then have his own girl thanking him at the finish line?
It's embarrassing.
Harsh, but I mean, she did look like a Goomba. That said, Noah was down terribly in this movie.
Sometimes you just gotta support your lady.
I am. I'm here. I'm supporting her.
Behind the scenes stuff to the side, behind this boy's eyes, you can see the sorrow and dread that is his love life. Like, not only is he dealing with this man again, but Marco legit pulls up on him at his own beach house while they're throwing a party with friends, family, and an entire Netflix crew, and just takes a punch? Like, Kissing Booth Noah would have murdered this man. Like, yeah, there's growth, but they had this man apologizing at a bar, apologizing with a whole ass candlelight dinner. He's getting two-timed 2 times, and he's getting stood up for a flash mob? A flash mob?
I didn't mean for that to come out the way that it did. I'm really sorry. Hey, I'm sorry that things didn't work out. I wanted to make up for yesterday.
Bruh, is she a producer? Okay. Then there's Lee with his Olympic meter dash, trying to run away from Elle breaking his heart again.
Okay, you're leaving me.
Because Elle decides to choose Harvard and not Berkeley, who is clearly thirsting over her. I don't know what Netflix has against Berkeley, but she decides to overly promise Lee that the entire summer was going to be his. But because she finally has a job, this boy decides to help her clean at home, clean at work, clean up socially. Like, at a certain point, just give her the money you're out spending on your car maintenance and boom. That said, we're talking about Elle, who gets jealous of Lee's new Berkeley bro, feeling like she's the one getting left behind after being the one who left him behind.
Seems like a nice new friend.
Honestly, she should be, like, because it looks like he's even going behind Rachel. And to me, that's where Lee falls short. He is a trustworthy friend, but when it comes to being a boyfriend, dude is fully controlling her.
Yeah, I figured we could skip orientation so that we could spend more time together.
That could work.
Of course it'll work.
And I just continue to feel bad for Rachel, because poor girl has had half of her pivotal moments taking place on a stairwell where she just overhears the plot. We talked about the last one and how Lee's a complete rule follower, damn near risked his own relationship for his friend, and here dude can't even get mad that she broke Rule 19 because he's too busy following 18.
Rule number 18.
Yeah.
You got into Harvard.
Meanwhile, Elle's ready to bend any rule any which way she can. Like, while the beach house that's been there their whole lives comes out of nowhere, there are little stories within there, like the diamond heist that they used to do as kids, that I think adds to their relationship. Obviously, there's the DDR machine that has played a more pivotal role than even the kissing booth has, and now the arcade is looking to retire it, which is really indicative of their relationship and serves as a physical metaphor for the—
You seriously cannot be this upset. It is just a game, Lee.
Elle, what the
You've had everything handed to you your whole life.
Alright, ma'am, like, you have your own room in this house. Half these toys are yours. You get secondhand privilege. They all end up breaking up, which, in my opinion, is the best way to go, considering what we've seen in the last 2 movies. And finding your independence is something that other Netflix movies have kind of hinted at, but have never committed to. And it's kind of funny to see that it's the kissing booth that's going to be the first to go through with it, because I know that that's going to become like the new third act trend that a lot of these movies or shows are going to be going for. Lee decides to paint over his childhood, which is him realizing that he has to leave some things behind in order to move on, and proves that he really is stinking rich. Like, can you imagine just buying up a machine like it's nothing? And now Elle's poor dad's gonna have to take a 3rd job for the electricity bill?
I put that part of my life on hold. I even took a job that I hate.
Believe it or not, there's yet another person who Elle's belittled even more, and that's her dad's new girlfriend.
So you could hang out with, what's her name?
Linda.
Right.
No, Linda already made me some.
Linda?
You have it. I want you to have it. Here.
I don't really care what you want.
Absolutely disrespectful. But you see, I get it, because it sucks when you have a close unit that has everything set and then someone decides to have a change of plans, but her dad sets her straight.
You have no idea how disappointed in you I am right now.
It's embarrassing.
It's hilarious how they literally had Chloe's parents go through a divorce just so she can be a talking piece for Elle. It's almost like everyone's an NPC in this gamer girl's world. It's free Elle, free girl, free Chloe. The dad eventually gives a speech that's pretty head-on, realizing that kids are going to make mistakes, and especially in today's world. Like, if anybody ever stumbles at any point, like, the whole mob's out to get you. But it's the idea of realizing that no matter how many times you slip, and she does a lot, at the end of the day, all that matters is what you do after. I just don't know why it took Elle an entire trilogy. Molly Ringwald convinces her to follow her own passion and not her boys. Marco realizes there's more fish in the sea that he can pry on, and is the case with each third act of these movies. Elle goes on her apology tour to Lee, Noah, her dad, the house, even Linda listens, only for everyone to go their own way and flash forward 6 years later.
No way! Oh my god!
At this point, Lee and Rachel have gotten back together, which I thought was pretty cute. We get proof that she was in fact wearing a wig throughout the entire movie, which is pretty obvious. She becomes a video game designer and finally is able to complete her mission of reuniting with her best friend's brother as they drive away into the sunset. Thank you all for checking out this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Appreciate everyone who's been watching these videos since we've done the first one, and even more since the beginning, since we've done this channel. I appreciate everyone who's been watching. And it's crazy to see how these things develop, because obviously the first one was just a Wattpad book that became this like really big phenomenon, to the point that for the third one, the author didn't even write it. It was the Netflix screenwriters who put it together and then told her to write it.
It was different contractually and like legally, so I had to wait for the go-ahead for someone to say, yes, go and write the book, Beth. And when I got that message, it came with the note, we could kind of do with this by November. And I got that in the end of September. And I was like, sure, I could do that. And I did. I managed to write it in 5 weeks while juggling the day job and going out with my friends.
But honestly, at the end of it, I guess, good for her for making bank. And it's going to be interesting to see where she takes it from there. But I'm curious to know your thoughts. What are some other movies that you're interested that Netflix is going to be taking out? What else should we be making a video on? Any thoughts on this one or anything else down below in the comment section. And until next time, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll send you a beach house.